I am Matthew Ham, and I played Paul.
Who am I? I am Deb Fuller. I use pronouns she, her, hers. I live in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. I've done a lot of work with Inception to Projection, particularly Garrett Brenneman on these 48-hour film projects. So that's very exciting. And what did I do on this project? I helped write the script. I created the poster for the actual film, and I also was assistant director to Garrett and script supervisor.
My name is Brandon Sutterfield, and I was acting DP as well as editor for this year's 48-hour film festival.
I've only ever been a part of this one that I recall. The only other one that stands out is I was supposed to be a part of one like a decade ago, and I talked to them late at night, and they said, we'll send you the information tomorrow. And I said, okay. And I woke up and never heard from them. So.
It's only two, actually, because I did the 72 last year, but I did the 48 striking out last year. No, yes. And then this one, so two, yeah.
I think I've done 4 as of now. 4 48-hour film festival asks. I think 2 of them were with you. So.
Ollie. Everybody was great. I want to make sure that I make that clear. But I wanted to take that little dog that was on set and just put him in my car and bring him home with me. But I mean, I enjoyed getting to, I always enjoy getting to work with new people. I enjoy working with people that I've worked with before, like you, especially when we have a good rapport with one another. But it's always fun to just see the different personalities, and I think everybody might do this. I do this, but I kind of sit and listen and find the people I really vibe with, and that's the fun part for me. I like the creative process of the character, whatever that may be, but I always want to make sure I'm doing what the director wants of me.
The favorite moment I had on this particular project was meeting some really new, fabulous creatives that I have never known before. So Brandon Sutterfield, Michael on sound, Brandon, of course, on photography, as well as editing, and the great Sheila, of course, who was fantastic and played our lead. I would just say that it's such a tight team, just such a group of people that we really just came together and melded, and it was almost like we were an orchestra that had been practicing for years, and we just came together in a moment and made a really good film.
I think it's when one of our actresses made a sign for our protest scene and forgot to put the U on would you want to be poisoned or something like that. I'm talking about the planet, and I think I laughed pretty hard at that because she didn't even know she did it.
It's hard for me to pinpoint any one thing. I am a firm believer of you are never the master, you are always the student, meaning you always have something to learn. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter how much experience you have. And one of the things I struggle with personally is hitting every line as written verbatim. And you've seen that twice now. Anybody who's worked with me knows that I struggle with it here and there. So it's just one of those things where, for me, that's the takeaway, is you gotta be a.
Yeah. So I think the real important thing when you're thinking about these very short films, and particularly over a very brief period of time, to be able to craft a film in 48 hours, is to keep your script tight, keep your location to one location, keep your, I mean, this is all bundled, but it is one thing. And then keep your actors to a minimum. You know, use as little dialogue as you possibly can and tell the story in pictures, you know, and I think if you really lean into that, you're going to have a successful film.
Takeaway. Well, I have a lot more stamina than I thought I did. That's one takeaway. I'm surprised I'm even conscious right now. Other takeaway would be, I think it's a really good idea to work with lots of different kinds of crews, especially if you're trying to like gain experience and knowledge in production, because no matter how many productions you do, you're always learning new things. And every time I work with a different crew, and every set is just slightly different, and so there's new challenges, new things you have to adjust to, things you don't have to worry about as much on certain crews as opposed to others. So just getting to work with different people is a really good way to build a good all-around experience.
Don't be afraid. People, I mean, when you get into this type of thing, you're putting yourself out there. At least that's how it feels for me. Anytime I write something, I am putting myself in a very vulnerable position. And I can't imagine it's any different for really any other creative out there, be it this medium or others. Don't be afraid to do it. And I say that from coming from a place of constantly being terrified of doing that. And it has stunted me a lot, which I'm trying very hard to break that cycle. So that would be what I would tell anybody is, you know, I'm 40 years old. I could have been doing this stuff 10, 15 years ago full time if I wasn't terrified. Don't let that happen to you. Put yourself out there, fail, figure out where you messed up, and build yourself up from there. And it will, I firmly believe that it will work out, even if I am not a living example of it.
So just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's always going to be a nerve-wracking thing, but it's such a rewarding process. And I think that if you just dip your toes in the water and you don't feel led to be the director the first time around, or whatever the case may be, get on another team or get a group of your friends together who are filmmakers and work together and do something really great. And every film you're going to do better and better every film. I know, Garrett, you've done a lot of these, so you've learned a lot, and you being our director has just been fantastic, because you've really given some good guidance over, not only this particular one, but and striking out as well, but for Mother's Tears, you really brought in some great learnings that I think you've picked up over the past year that I think lent well to the way we were able to create this beautiful film. Well, so just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Get a committed crew. Having a committed crew makes all the difference for these kinds of things. If you don't, if you got people who are kind of on the fence about doing it or something, you can have a lot of people dropping out, and it's going to cause a lot of problems. But the more committed your crew is, the more reliable they'll be, and better your final product's going to be. The less stressed out you're going to be during the entire process. So.
This is the chaos on set.
Okay, come back to your point of where you're going to deliver your lines.
Right here, baby. Here, come talk to your mommy. I'm like, gross. I mean, it was just something that was very bougie.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's the new thing to lightly grill the romaine. I'm like, and they were pouring our water into these chilled glasses.
I like chilled glasses.
You know, when we've had little sleep, that's exactly what we do on a 48-hour team. Two of our top stars here
With no ice.
having
And it was
conversations about
and I was just like,
salad, I guess.
anyways.
That's what we do.